Hi, this is Chris Bergen, Director of Systems Engineering at AppliedMicro, and I have with me today a NAS server reference design called Pismo. Pismo is a full turnkey reference design that enables the OEM to quickly bring a product to market. The board has been designed for production manufacturing, including component selection to minimize the cost of the system. As you can see here, Pismo uses a modular enclosure. This allows for a 2-drive or 4-drive system configuration. This enclosure was custom designed for AppliedMicro and is made available with the reference design. The configuration here, of course, is a 4-drive system. Opening up the cover, we see that the hard drives are on carriers for easy insertion and removal. Looking at the back of the unit, we can see that Pismo features 2 USB ports and a gigabit Ethernet port, along with an ultra-quiet fan. There is also an eSATA port to a 5th hard drive to complement the 4 internal hard drives. On the front, there is an additional USB port along with an LCD screen that can be used to display system information such as IP address. There is also a set of LEDs for hardware status and buttons that can trigger functions such as data backup routines, input information such as server name, or control the LCD display. Let's take a look now at the circuit board inside the unit. The Pismo board is roughly the same size as a 3.5-inch hard drive. Right away, we see the AppliedMicro 460EX power architecture processor. The 460EX operates at up to 1 GHz, although the 800 MHz speed grade will likely be sufficient for most NAS applications. The 460EX processor is an optimal choice for high-performance NAS applications in the consumer and SMB space, as AppliedMicro has chosen to integrate a powerful 440 architecture core with technology to accelerate NAS operations. The core itself is a dual-issue superscalar design, providing 2 DMIPs per megahertz. The core subsystem includes a sizable 256 KB of L2 cache, a 64-bit wide DDR2 memory controller, and 64 KB of on-chip memory. For high TCP termination performance, there is also an integrated TCP acceleration unit behind the 2 gigabit Ethernet MACs. PCI Express and PCI provide connectivity to external devices, such as SATA controllers and possibly Wi-Fi radio chips. The 460EX also provides hardware crypto acceleration for protocols such as SSL, key to enabling secure remote clientless access to the NAS system without performance degradation. Finally, AppliedMicro included hardware acceleration to offload the RAID 5 parity calculation, key to Pismo's leading-edge performance. Over here are 4 DDR2 DRAMs soldered onto the board, utilizing the full 64-bit memory interface, although a cost-reduced design could take advantage of a 32-bit memory data bus with only minor performance trade-off. AppliedMicro chose to use the Silicon Image 2-port and 4-port SATA controllers in this design, although many other SATA controllers are also supported. Along the edge of the board are the 4 SATA connectors, a single gigabit Ethernet connector, the USB connectors, and the various LEDs and buttons. There is also a temperature sensor tracking the processor junction temperature, as well as a fan controller. This circuit board, as well as the whole system, has been designed for Class B EMI compliance. This entire reference design, including schematics, board layout, and enclosure design files, are available as part of the reference design kit. Of course, to make this a full turnkey solution, AppliedMicro also provides a board support package, including optimizations to the open source Linux kernel. For example, AppliedMicro has submitted into open source modifications to the Linux MD driver to allow for asynchronous offload of the RAID 5 parity calculation to hardware. These and other modifications result in the leading-edge performance of this NAS server and also provide a solid platform for application developments. Now let's take a glance at the unit in operation. Behind me here is a setup of 8 media players simultaneously playing back high-definition video from the NAS server. Again, the NAS is configured for RAID 5 across the 4 hard drives, so even though a given video file is on a single logical volume, the block data is striped across the 4 hard drives with parity for data protection. As you can see, even with the 8 concurrent high-definition video streams, The playback is flawless, as we're operating at only a fraction of the system performance capacity. The processor in this configuration is consuming about 5 watts while active, not including the hard drives. This concludes our overview of the AppliedMicro 460EX-based NAS reference design. Thank you for your interest. More information about the NAS reference design can be found at the AppliedMicro website at www.appliedmicro.com/embedded/downloads/NAS.